Hey guys, welcome back to the Procrastination Programming series. Last time we left off just finishing connecting TrueLayer and getting some account data back. Bit of a later one today, so gonna try and focus on some of the styling, get that up, because at the moment we have a header and a button. Not exactly what I'd call pretty. Don't want to go over the top, I want to keep it quite simple. It's going to be a pretty simple app in general, so we don't need all headers and all sorts of complicated layouts. So I had a quick look online to see if I could see any designs, and in a couple of minutes I found this one by Satwik Pachineela. I really hope I haven't butchered that too badly, but it stood out to me straight away. So nice and clean and just really simple. So I think just kind of following this style, really clean UI with just a few round edges and boxes, pretty common in the fintech space anyway. So should be pretty easy. It's got a nice color palette as well. I like the black and the white and the icons. I like the bright colors, but I'm not sure we'd keep it the same colors as this, but we can play around with it. Should be pretty easy to code. So I think today we're just going to try and focus on doing this kind of basic screen, and then we can eventually start wiring it up with real data. I'll leave a link to Satwik's page and the designs in the description in case anyone's interested. Definitely give him a follow. Looks like he's got some really cool work. Big shout out to him. Right, let's get started then. So for this design, we're definitely going to need some icons. We're going to need some divs. We can handle most of this with Tailwind, and then maybe a couple of illustrations or something, just add a bit of spark to it. Right, so let's start with the icons. My go-to at the moment for icons is React Icons on the web. Super simple to set up and has everything bundled in with it. As long as you've got proper code splitting set up, it shouldn't add too much of a weight to your overall project. Cool. Installed, and then super simple to use. If you want to use Font Awesome, you can just /FA and then pull out which one you need. I really like feather icons, although their icon set is a little bit limited, but definitely when we're looking at the designs that we're kind of following, it's very similar sort of fine line outlined icons, so these should work quite nicely. Cool. So let's start with the initial layout. So need some padding. We're going to need to stick the footer to the bottom so it's a little bit like a mobile app, and then the header one's up there. I think just this that we'll keep kind of across pages. Actually, let's do the whole thing as one page for now, and then we can, as we kind of see fit, as we build the other pages, we can pull things apart. No point wasting work optimizing with separate components and things when we potentially don't need that. Okay, so let's start on the index page. Let's give us some room with some padding. Nice. So nice padding on the page. Let's focus on the mobile size first. So we'll just lower our viewport width. Yeah, that's nice. Perfect. We can get rid of this. We'll keep the header just because it's good to have semantic elements. We can get rid of the the padding and the background on it. Maybe just give it a really light red background just so we can see where it is while we're positioning things. Everything's quite close actually in these designs, so we don't need to add too much spacing in. Okay, let's define the different kind of areas of the content. So we've got a div that has the user information. We have the first card. This will probably be our primary kind of call to actions and information display. And then the next one, which I quite like how they're using it as a sort of message prompt, potentially for conveying some information or explaining things. Definitely when the user kind of lands on the page, it'd be good to have some information in case they don't know what to do, or to explain how the app works. We could even use this maybe as the place that we put our link to connect to your bank account. Quite a nice place for it, unless we decide that it needs to be a bit more prominent as a call to action. Okay, let's then break these out apart a little bit more. So that's the image. Got the user's name. And then I think on, oh no, it's the other way around. It's a greeting and then a name. We'll follow that for now. Just use my name as an example. Let's just get an icon, an avatar that we can use for now. If you haven't seen Unsplash, they have some really nice pretty images. I'm not sure if they have any cartoon sort of style. Yeah, exactly what I was looking for. Perfect. That's awesome. Let's use this one. Shout out to Shubham, Dhage. Really hope I haven't butchered that either. But check his page out. I'll leave a link in the description as well. Amazing work here. Wow, that's so pretty. Love that. Right, back to it before I get distracted anymore. Wow, looks like a website from 2000, 98, 99. Around when I was born. Don't think I was born quite at the time when all the websites you went to were like this, but I'm glad they've come a bit further. Facebook would be, maybe not Facebook, I hate Facebook, but Reddit would be a bit more boring if it was just like this. I know some people hate the new design, but I quite like it. Right, first card, first name, cool. Okay, so these should be in their own rows, so let's just wrap them in divs for now. Cool. we'll focus on styling these bits first, and then we'll look at adding the footer. So there's no kind of logo at the top. Fine, I don't think we need one just yet anyway. But we should probably put in a couple of menu items at the top. Search and bell. Let's just put in the bell on the top right for now. Maybe a menu icon on the left. No, actually, if we're using a footer, probably not best to have a second menu toggle as well. So let's use our React icons. F5 bell. Nice. And we'll force that to be displayed all the way at the end. So use flex, and then items flex end. Might be wrong there. Let's pull up the Tailwind documentation. Again, shout out to the Tailwind team. The documentation is so nice to use. Actually, I think I need justify. That's the one, I think. There we go. Push to the end. Alright, let's give it a little bit of padding just at the top and bottom. So padding white to the sky. And let's make the icon a little bit bigger. Maybe a little too big. And let's mute the color. Perfect. Let's get rid of this red so we can see what's going on. Nice. Okay, let's sort this avatar now. Height. Let's call it 80. Tailwind have defined height increments, so you have to probably go through the doc to figure out what exactly they correspond to. I just tend to use them and kind of go off in intuition unless I'm following some design specifically. Favorite hack in CSS, just using the object cover ones. One of the first things I learn, and it still satisfies me every time. Make this a slight bit smaller. Oh, I guess 26 wasn't one that exists. Neither is that. No, let's go back to 20. center everything in the middle. Oh, we need to make a column. Perfect. And start spacing things out a bit more. Won't worry too much about fonts just yet, but we can look at those. They should be pretty simple to add. Hate picking fonts. If you know any good ones, please recommend them. Right, let's make this tiny little bit bigger. And then we'll make this a lot bigger. Yeah, that'll do. Let's just make this a tiny bit lighter. There you go. That'll do for now. Right, first card. Let's go with dark black for now. Padding 5 again and extra rounded. Give it some space, and then if we turn the text in here white, we should be able to see a bit better what's going on. Cool. I can imagine sitting through some of this coding's a bit boring to watch, so I might start doing a bit of the design and more tedious stuff offline, and then just kind of pick up the main bits with you guys on video, just because it's hard to talk and type, especially when these things, there's not really much interesting to say about them. It's just class names. Maybe I'll talk about some of the more like overall design concepts that I'm following when I'm doing the things. Like at the moment, trying to do things a little bit more rounded and trying to make things very spaced and very simple, so that one, it's very like friendly. Obviously dealing with money and people's bank accounts, you want people to feel safe and comfortable, but also we want it to be really minimal and not confuse a user. It should be something that's simple to use, simple to set up, and just simple to like read. Shouldn't have to go through millions of screens just to see a tiny bit of information that you want from us. Kind of what we mentioned in previous episodes, where it's probably not best to build a full-fledged solution that has everything, because you're probably not going to be able to cover every angle, and it's very difficult to do all of them in a nice way that works together and is easy to navigate, especially in like a mobile kind of application. Right, enough talking, let's get back to this. Let's maybe do this one slightly different color. Perfect. So we've got a reasonably nice structure now. We just need to get in the footer, and then I think this will do us as we start adding a little bit more functionality, and as we start getting some information and adding like buttons and events and things like that, we can start hooking into some of these and enriching them with some more information. So let's just finish off the footer today, and then we'll start looking at getting the TrueLayer stuff connected to this design, and then populating that first card with some of the account information that we get back, displaying the account balances, the accounts connected, the bank icon and things like that. I think that'd be quite cool and pretty achievable for tomorrow or maybe Wednesday's episode. Again, using our semantic elements. Not that it matters too much when we're doing a kind of web app that's going to require some sort of authentication or user data to be able to access. It's not something that really needs to be rendered for SEO purposes or indexed. If we wanted to turn this into something that would actually come up into search results, we'd probably have a proper landing page for it. So this footer has the icons and the labels all spaced out. I don't think we'll have quite as many, so we'll just do 2 kind of here for now, just to demonstrate. And let's decide what icons we want to use as well. I think we need a home icon and potentially a settings icon. Let's try and keep the sizing and colouring consistent with the other icon we did. These will be links, but we'll wrap them once we get to that. Maybe the other page should also actually show the banks connected. Maybe we can use something a bit better than a standard cog icon. Shall we use, I quite like the key icon, let's use that. Position it fixed and to the bottom. Full width and set it to the left as well. Perfect. Right, those are in the right place. Let's just add the labels as well. we'd probably be best to pull these out into separate components because they're quite repetitive, but I'll probably do that in the future. Quickly just center these. Probably a little bit overkill using flex to just do this, but it's simpler. Perfect. Right. Last bit of spacing, and then I think we're done. Let's just set the color of the text as well. Sorry about that, slight interruption there. Where were we? So we got these two in the right place, these two menu icons. We've updated the color so it's matching, perfect. So I think we've pretty much got the general outline of the design. Obviously nowhere near as pretty as this. Lots of tweaks to do, like the highlight color for the icon. What else is there? How do I move around this page? Ah, there we go. Yeah, so the highlight color for the icons, they're making them filled in. There's this pretty background here and some nice buttons that we can start looking at creating components for. And then this looks like it's using some gradient and some different text. And even like the pattern around here, so pretty. But yeah, I think we're on the right kind of track. We've got the outline. We can slowly improve this as we go. But I think next time this is perfect base to start off with, get this working and then get this populating. And we'll go from there. I think that's it for today. Thanks for listening, guys. As always, I'll put the code to the I'll put the link to the source code in the description and the link to any of the designs and things that we looked at. But for now, have a good day and goodbye.